Seeds of discontent. Taxation without representation. The year is 1773. Tension grips the American colonies. Great Britain, the mighty empire, tightens its grip on its distant possessions. The colonists, proud and independent, bristle under the yoke of unfair taxes. They had fought alongside the British in the French and Indian War, defending the very land they now called home. Yet, they were treated like second-class citizens, denied a voice in Parliament, the Stamp Act, the Townshend Acts. Each new levy fueled the flames of resentment. The colonists cried out, "No taxation without representation." Their pleas fell on deaf ears. The British government, blinded by arrogance and greed, saw the colonies as a cash cow, ripe for exploitation. The stage was set for a dramatic confrontation, a clash of wills that would determine the fate of a nation. It would be tea, a seemingly innocuous beverage, that would ignite the fires of revolution. A fateful brew. The Boston Tea Party unfolds, December 16, 1773. A cold wind whipped through the streets of Boston, the air crackled with anticipation. At the harbor, 3 ships bobbed gently, their holds laden with chests of tea. The Dartmouth, the Eleanor, the Beaver, unwelcome visitors bearing the hated East India Company tea. Word spread like wildfire. Bostonians, their faces grim, gathered at the Old South Meeting House. Inside, fiery speeches ignited the crowd. Samuel Adams, a master of persuasion, rallied his fellow patriots. The time for talk was over. Action was needed. As dusk fell, a group of colonists disguised as Mohawk Indians boarded the ships. With swift, determined movements, they dumped 342 chests of tea into the harbor. The water swirled, turning a murky brown as the precious cargo sank beneath the waves. A collective gasp arose from the onlookers. A line had been crossed. There would be no turning back. Sons of Liberty, architects of rebellion. Behind the bold act of defiance stood a group of men known as the Sons of Liberty. These were not wealthy merchants or landed gentry but ordinary citizens, shopkeepers, artisans, and laborers. They were united by a shared belief in liberty and a burning desire to resist tyranny. Samuel Adams, a fiery orator and skilled propagandist, emerged as a leader of the Sons of Liberty. His words ignited the passions of the people, urging them to stand up for their rights. Paul Revere, a silversmith and engraver, used his skills to spread the message of resistance far and wide. These men were not revolutionaries in the traditional sense. They did not seek to overthrow the king or establish a new form of government, at least, not yet. Their goal was simpler, yet no less profound, to secure the rights and liberties of Englishmen for themselves and their posterity. Section 4. The Empire Strikes Back, Retribution and Resistance. The British government was outraged by the Boston Tea Party. They saw it as an act of open rebellion that could not go unpunished. The response was swift and severe. Parliament passed a series of acts known as the Coercive Acts, designed to bring the colonies to heel. The port of Boston was closed, crippling the city's economy. Town meetings were banned. Soldiers were quartered in private homes. The colonists called them the Intolerable Acts, and they only served to further inflame the situation. From New Hampshire to Georgia, colonists rallied to the defense of Massachusetts. They sent supplies to Boston, formed militias, and prepared to fight for their freedom. The seeds of revolution sown by the Boston Tea Party had taken root. Section 5. A Legacy of Liberty, the Enduring Impact of the Boston Tea Party. The Boston Tea Party was a watershed moment in American history. It marked the point of no return, the moment when a colonial dispute transformed into a full-blown revolution. It was a testament to the power of ordinary citizens to stand up to tyranny and demand their rights. The legacy of the Boston Tea Party lives on today, not just in the United States but around the world. It serves as a reminder that freedom is not free, that it must be constantly guarded and defended. The spirit of 1773, the spirit of defiance and determination, continues to inspire people to fight for justice, equality, and liberty. The Boston Tea Party was not just about tea, it was about the fundamental rights of all people to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.